And took it on my own tongue there. Hello, everybody. What a great way to start the stream. It is I, Roguescaper, back for another No Grade Thursday. Started off spooky season right. We got Morgoloth here. This is an awesome VC custom unit, 3D printed by me. Include the file in the description, but I should start doing that from now on. Note to self to improve on that. And we are going to try to get some paint on him tonight. I don't know if we'll finish him. Because parts of him I like to do with an airbrush, but it'd be nice to at least get some colors on him. Maybe I'll paint some other things I have lying around as well. But I hope everyone is doing great and enjoying life, enjoying this awesome month. There's a lot going on in the world of Escape. A lot of big reveals tomorrow. I'm excited to see what's going on there. Definitely be expecting some coverage from that on my end. And let's get started. Now this guy is a really hard unit to paint to make it look like the official unit, just because the official unit, one, I've never seen in person or held the actual version of that, and two, it kind of has a very sloppy kind of paint job, so it's hard to kind of get that sloppy look on it, as well as that kind of good look as well. So before we started, I did base coat this with just a dark brown. We are using skeleton bone here for the face area, and we'll be getting this done. Probably. Starting off with kind of a dark skeleton bone here. And I'm just going to start building up kind of the lighter areas. This is a 3D print, so unfortunately it doesn't have as much detail as the model versions available by Temple of the West. And hi, Tales of Valhalla, thank you so much. Yeah, it's super crazy. I never thought I'd get here, but here I am. It's been a really fun time. I hope you're doing well this Thursday. Is it? No. Yeah, it's Thursday, because it's No Great Thursday, that's why I'm streaming. I'll tell you what kind of week I've had. But yeah, it's been a busy week for me. Trying to get a lot of stuff done before I get busy with all this new news dropping. Also, I work in a family business, so my parents are going out of town next week for the whole week. So we've been pretty much doing double shift all this week to pretty much give me the next week off, which is fun. You can do that when you're in a family business. So this week has been really tough, but next week will be really great because then we'll have it off. Expect a lot more stuff coming from me then, so I will have a lot more time. I'm actually using Army Painter's skeleton bone, but I'm using the airbrush variant of it. I like using the airbrush version for some of the painting just because it kind of comes on thinner and smoother, which I like for these low detailed 3D scans. Don't worry, there's enough details that we can make this thing pop. It's going to be a fun few days. I'm hoping I get off of work in time tomorrow to hop on the actual streams. If not, I'll have to try to hop into whatever post show's going on. Yeah, I'm pretty nervous, not gonna lie. That's when the tutorial I made for Hellforge is dropping. I don't know, I just get in my head about those kind of things. That's when someone says, "Oh, I'm sure I'll be great," but yeah, that doesn't that doesn't make the nervousness go down any less. But I'm excited. I'm happy with the product. I had some not like production issues. I just had a really bad like dry cough the whole time filming, and so I had to kind of edit all around that. It made the job a lot harder. I am looking at. Oh, we're good. I forget I'm looking at. I have kind of a weird setup here, but yeah, we're good. I will be going to a National Heroscape Day tournament on the 19th. One that was somewhat within driving distance. 2 hours away. It's not terrible. It's a doable distance for me. So I will be getting myself that Cornelius Breach. I have it. Let that dry. I'm going to start working some other parts of this figure. Dark silver from Monument Hobbies. This is one of my favorite silvers to use. It comes out so crisp and clean. And like silvers like Army Banner, they come out kind of brighter than I typically want to build up. This just comes in so smooth and nice. Oh, my background music is not that high. Well, thank you. Let's lower that down appropriately. Let me know if that sounds good. I always appreciate the chat letting me know those little details, because it's hard to check audio while you're filming. Now we're taking some black. Bringing this to the top. Kind of while both paints are still wet, kind of blending them. Great, nice, smooth transitions here. Gotta get that black, cold edge. Yeah, I like updating the background track, but I always have to make sure that the new track is appropriately leveled. I'm also deaf and slightly deaf in one ear, like not fully deaf, but I don't hear certain pitches and tones in it very well, and so I'm always worried about audio levels. I'm like, I think this is right. You know what? I wanted to get more of a tan for this. The horn areas. Let's see if I have any lying around. None. I can make some with this ochre brown, but I have my dusty skull. So a little bit of brown. I'm just mixing my dusty skull with a bit of dark ochre just to make a bit more of a tan color here. And there we go. That's a bit more rich. Might mix a bit more brown with it just to make it a bit darker. Give some separation from the actual head. Yeah, I don't know if anyone in the chat's a big Halloween person. I like Halloween a lot. It's a fun time for me. It's just, you know, I like dressing up like a weirdo and getting candy from strangers. I don't know. Morgoloth is really fun. The only thing Morgoloth is missing is like small demons. It's really I hope we get some more, because he's good right now, but we need more demons in the mix, you know, to really, I think, get his use out. And he's kind of pricey. I can see him being really good with like a bunch of really tiny minions, demon squads, but ironically works best with the Wolves of Badru, which I've never run him with them, but he seems like he's almost designed to make them work better. Between being a darklord and giving them disengage. I did get a haircut, yeah. I try to my hair grows like a weed, and so I try to maintain it now that I'm an internet celebrity. Yeah, well, I finally figured it out. I hate getting my well, I don't really like. I get nervous when I go to a haircut because I don't know what number. I just like throw out random numbers, and I'm like, give me a 5 and a 6. So they're like, really? You want that? I'm like, I think so. Sounds right. I finally just brought in a picture of what I wanted to look like, and they're like, oh yeah, we can do that. You were way off. Need more demons, need a demon rail. Yeah, I would like some demons from actually kind of Valhalla planets, because they're all connected to D&D, and these don't feel like D&D demons, which, I mean, I'm kind of a bit of a D&D head, but they just, I don't know. I wish they were kind of like Phelan. Seems a good place, or maybe even Grut kind of has something like that going on. Just these big scary guys. Celeb status is real, yeah. Yeah, I gotta look nice all the time now, so gotta look presentable. And we're just kind of taking this black right here and just applying this to kind of this cape. We're trying to kind of keep it spattery because the cloak itself is kind of a mixture of that black and brown. So we just kind of spread it around. And yeah, but it's been really fun. Just I kind of got to start making more stuff. I realized like, oh, I haven't really made any new AOA painting tutorials in the bit. It's just I'm trying to streamline the process a bit. My wife tells me I do too much, and I definitely agree. I'm trying to find a good balance between high production quality and actually getting things done. I don't know if I will get that anytime soon, but you know, it's nice to it's nice to try to get some goals. I'll probably start doing some quicker, more painting stuff for just some things I want to get out of the way, more like color guides, and then with something that has like really interesting things to talk about, we'll probably do more of a deep dive. This is what I'm thinking about doing here. Let's see here. We're just blocking out the colors, which is kind of the most uninteresting part. But the most essential. Some people like to focus on one color and then kind of work from there. I don't know. I like to kind of have all my colors there and see how they work together, then kind of build up on spots I want to more. To try to find balance for about 10 years. Oh, well, maybe there's not hope for me then. Yeah. I was talking to my wife and I was like, you know what I want to do? Because my intro is getting a little old. It actually has my old channel name on it. Is you know, it's back when I was called Rogue Idealist instead of Roguescaper. I was like, I need to call my friend and get an awesome drone shot of escaping a field going to the heavens. And she's like, that's a little elaborate. I'm like, yeah. I do what I do, though. Alright, let's see here. No luck, no sleep either. Yeah, I don't get much of that. But I don't need much to go on, so. I did take a nap today, so that's why I'm probably a bit more talkative than normal. I was just dead after work. I do pest control, so you know, just dragging the hose and walking around houses and the hot sun. That really takes it out of me. So I took a nap today, and I felt pretty good. Not gonna lie. Apparently, you need sleep, is what my wife keeps on telling me, and I keep on trying to doubt her. Get the little hooves. The hooves. Running out of places to hold on this guy. The Temple of the West models are so much more detailed. I think I have one nearby. Mine is not fully fully built, but they are really well detailed. If you're looking to get some high quality models, then definitely check out Temple of the West. It's in their backrooms area. They have like the skeletons of Analintia and some other VC units that are really hard to find and really well detailed. About to turn 42. Wow, I'm 29. It's just been hitting me recently. I'm just like, wow, I'm stiff and I can't jump around like I used to. And I'll be 42 someday. That's incredible. I always say that, you know, growing old is inevitable, but growing up is a choice. So I choose not to get old and crusty, but paint toys all day, you know. All right, we're gonna let this sit for a bit because there's got a lot of wet paint. Let's get underneath. There's little areas here because I missed those. Hits you fast. Yeah, that it does. Okay, we're gonna let this guy sit. I think I have something around here. Here's my tray of things to work on. I got some orcs I'm gonna start blocking in while I wait for that guy to dry. Whenever you're painting, it always helps just to have small things if you kind of want to keep the flow going. Some small little guys to work on. That way you can get things done a lot faster. Right now I'm taking some copper for these heavy-grets. I primed them in brown just to give me a nice kind of undercoat for the copper. If I miss any areas, it looks nice. If you're kind of starting from scratch, you don't have brown primer, you just use gray. It would probably work just as good. Clint Eastwood said one time he doesn't let the old man in. I'm pondering that. Yeah, Clint Eastwood is like almost 90, right? Like he's pretty old, but he's he's probably doing more things than I could do at my age, at his age. Is he more close to 80 or 90? 90 plus years still making films, yeah. It's crazy. I have no excuses. But it feels good to be back. I do a lot, so sometimes it's just good to take a little mental break, focus on your family, and you know, kind of get some things in order before you dive back into all this. So it was a good couple weeks I had off where I was still doing stuff. Don't I never stopped doing things, but I wasn't as like deadline focused. Which was, I feel a lot better. I was starting to feel a little like, you know, like this is more of a chore than a hobby type of deal. And you never want to get to that state. I wanted to be fresh for all this new stuff coming out. I think his most recent wife, who was a good deal younger, just passed away. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Clint Eastwood will just keep on trucking. I saw the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you know that's a transforming movie. You see all those spaghetti westerns at a right age. Those will really make you think differently about film. it's kind of toes the line between a good film and a bad film, you know, but it's Italian. That's really all good Italian films are that way. Classic, yeah. I like Fistful of Dollars and oh, what's the third in the trilogy? My brain's not working right now. For a few dollars more. It definitely, I think, is the influence for so many modern films, you know, Star Wars and Brothers Clint Eastwood and Tarantino is pretty much just a bunch of that style of films. A lot of his stuff, like Kill Bill, is just a spaghetti western. Same composer, I think, actually, Ennio Morricone. So, just blocking out some copper on these guys. The Man with No Name. Hey, Blondie. Yeah, it's a good movie. My wife asked me one time how many movies I think I've seen in my lifetime, and I was like, man, thousands, probably. But my memory ain't no good. So that's the problem, is I've seen so many movies, but I just don't remember very well. And so people are like, oh, can you quote this movie or this actor? Or I'm always like, not really. It makes me look like I don't know anything, but I don't watch much anymore. Got no time for that. But you know, in my videos, I sometimes just have random clips of movies. That's more just for me, kind of test my knowledge. You know, I don't use like a program or anything like that. I just access my mental data bank, and I'm like, I need to remember that scene where there were some orcs carrying flags in Lord of the Rings. Oh yeah, there it is. After a bit of searching and remembering, I need to find the flag waving scene from Les Miserables. You know, just like they're very esoteric. Yeah, it's tough to watch anything now. It's just, I love it. If I had the choice back in college, I'd watch at least 2 movies a day. You know, back when I was unladen by responsibility. But now it's like hard to. I'll watch it. It's more of a scheduled thing compared to a spontaneous thing. Unfortunately, I have like my to watch list is so high up. But such is life. I'm in a good spot, so I'm not complaining. Oh, I probably mispronounced it very. Les Miserables. I'll have to have Funzing tell me how to say it, because I can't speak French. I'm not gonna pronounce Les Mis. Yeah. That movie with Hugh Jackman and some other guys. Just getting some copper in on these guys. Alright. There we go. We'll come back to these. Butchering it, bro. That's, you know, I should work in an abattoir because I butchered it. Let's see here. So we got this. Let's just add another layer. And now we're gonna add some gargoyle gray with this dusty skull, just to really kind of get this gargoyle gray has like kind of a almost a warm tint to it. I like it. It's a lot brighter. And we're gonna trace out the outlines to really make them a lot more prominent. book is really good. I don't know if I could commit myself to reading the book. I love reading too. I used to be an avid reader, but I gotta settle for audiobooks nowadays. Which are nice when I'm painting, something to listen to. And we're just kind of using kind of a stippling motion to kind of just trace these outlines, give it a bit of texture. This is a trick I use especially for 3D models, is a lot of the texture is lost, so I'm kind of trying to build some up of my own. You're tackling Don Quixote. Don Quixote, currently, with Pancho Villa. Yeah, I've never read that one either. I know about that one. I've read passages of it. I still have to finish Finnegan's Wake. That one was on my... still on my shelf. It's just a pretty dense book. It's hard to get through. James Joyce is a brilliant author, but it is definitely hard to digest late night. Watched The Man of La Mancha a few months ago. O'Toole was a great actor. Oh, was that Peter O'Toole from like Lawrence of Arabia fame? Or was that a different actor? Let's see here. I'm going to create a slightly brighter. These. Using dark umber just to kind of separate these colors. Lawrence of Arabia is one of my favorite movies, so maybe if I'm in the mood for something kind of classic, I'll have to check it out. I assume it's a it's a classic film, but I've been wanting on my next thing I want to watch is Excalibur from 1983. I've seen some like images and scenes from it. I'm like, this looks pretty cool. I'm really been into Arthurian kind of stories. The movie, who was it by? The Green Knight that released a couple years ago. It was a really interesting movie. I loved it, but it's not for everyone. It is definitely they took an Arthurian story and made it as esoteric as possible. And I liked it. I loved the shot composition, and the soundtrack was so haunting. And I've kind of just been on that kick ever since. Man of La Mancha made me cry at the end. I cry watching Lawrence of Arabia, so I can definitely get that. I might have to check that out now. I've been kind of in the mood for some, is that probably 60s, 70s era? Maybe a little later. Because I've been kind of in the mood for just a really good long movie. I assume it'll meet both those qualifications. And let's get some Brigadine Brown. I know the model, I think it's just one shade of brown, but I'm just trying to make this a little bit more visually interesting. Let's see what color is his arms. Oh, he has flesh color on the arms, so let's put that there. Thank you, Mega Silver, for sending me a picture of this. This has made this so much more possible. think his arms, yeah, his arms or hands or. $1972. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it tonight. No, I'll probably watch it tomorrow night. So I don't have the kids. Parents are watching the kids. And I'll have my wife fall asleep to it while I watch it. That sounds like a good plan. I'll post a review on my Discord once I watch it. Just getting this. It's all blocked in. Has Sophia Loren in it. I'm not familiar with the name, but I probably would recognize her once I once I start watching. There we go. We're getting there. Okay. I think I've made this too bright, so let's make it a little bit darker. Let's see. To the shoulder pads. Add some color to his gauntlets here. And one of the best scenes is O'Toole singing "Dream the Impossible Dream." Listen to that song all the time. Now I'm fascinated. I honestly have never heard of this movie, so I'm looking forward to it. There's just so much out there. It's hard to decide what to watch. So when someone you know has good taste gives you a recommendation, that's always a blessing right there. When someone has bad taste and gives you a recommendation, you're like, yeah, maybe. My family always jokes that, we come from the opposite spectrum, so me and my sister do. Like, my sister will always recommend something that is the worst because it's just kind of obliquely bad type of movie. She's like, oh yeah, we should all watch Twilight. It's a really good movie type of deal. And then they all make fun of me because I'm always recommending things that are maybe a little too dense and accessible. I'm like, yeah, we should watch Stalker by Tartakovsky. It's a brilliant, harrowing story of people confronting their deepest desires in the midst of a surreal, sterile landscape. Also, it's all in Russian. And they're like, ah. I just appreciate any good movie. I think personally that film is kind of a timeless medium. Like I kind of put on my old man hat with all the remakes and stuff like that, just because it really forgets how much film. I mean, things can get out of date, but like good storytelling exists beyond generations, and and so having to something I'm all for it and I'm all for against it, if that makes any sense. Let's get some gray on this. Where's that from shadow? Oh, let's add the blue to make it feel like we're actually getting close to what we need to do. I am using Army Painter has a line of Azure Magic, of metallics that are colored that I really like. Azure Magic is almost like a 1-for-1 color match of kind of those bright blue glowing spots. Of course, if I wasn't trying to kind of copy this exactly, I would probably layer it up with light blues and work to light blues, but dark blues work to light blues, but we are trying to make this look as much as possible like the real thing. Morgoloth is actually one of my most requested things to paint. I've painted like 6 this year so far for people. It's always someone wants one. It's just a hard figure to find, and when you do find it, it's expensive. It's like $300 for this guy. So I get it. He's just not. I'm just surprised because he's not the most competitive figure out there. For now, if VC ever releases any good demons, he'll be really essential to an army. But because right now, all VC has is the Corvor, or whatever his name is. They have the Acolytes, which kind of work with him, and the Skull Demons, I think. And then you have the Meso-Demons. Like, nothing that's groundbreaking. I guess Mesos with an extra move is pretty good. But he doesn't. His second power doesn't even help them out. So, does it? No, I think it's just small. So, what is Morgoloth, dude? Now I gotta look him up. I think he's 140 points. Take a break here. Show the card off to everyone. Assuming everyone watching this channel knows who. Let's see, when was this guy, this book created? It was... This book was posted 2012. Not everyone knows that about this unit posted 13 years ago for a custom of the game. So let me get his card and show it off and look at it real fast here. While I wait for this layer to dry. Alright, it's not cropped, but we'll be okay. Alright, so he's got double attack, which is always great for a hero to have. He has Swarming Vermin, friendly small figures who follow Utgard and Valkyrie are never attacked when leaving engagement with the figure within 5 clear sights of Morgoloth. And all demons you control except Morgoloth move 1 additional space. He's got good stats, but he needs, move 6, 6 life, 4 defense. He's going to be on the battlefield, and he bonds with the Skull Knight, the Death Knights. So it's a fun unit. I don't know why he's 100. How much is he in Delta? Now I'm getting derailed. Delta is the competitive pricing, for those who don't know, used commonly for Heroscape. Just going on a tangent because I can. That's the fun part about having my own channel, is I can do what I want. If I was on Tails' channel and I started doing this, well, I'd be running the ship amok. But here I'm just appeasing my ADHD. He's more in Delta? Maybe I'm missing something about him. He's 160 points in Delta. Why? Just because of stats? Huh. I'll have to ask someone about that. That seems a little high. But maybe I'm missing something. I thought he'd go down to more like 120. Maybe he works really good with the cultists and I just haven't realized it yet. This is your the little bits and bobbles. And this brush I'm using is just a cheap pack of brushes I got from Walmart.com. I got like 15 brushes for $10. So you don't need fancy brushes when you're doing stuff like this. Doesn't he link up with the goblins? Oh, that might be. The goblins have constant disengage with him on the field. That might be. Let's see. Oh, and with the... So this guy can get pretty nasty if you set him up right. So between goblins and... Yeah, so between goblins, bonding with the wolves of Badru, and that extra stacking attack from the skull demons. I forgot the stacking attack from the skull demons. He's pretty spicy at that point. It's not hard for him to be attacking with like 5-6 attacks twice. Not hard to set that up. He's pretty dangerous then. I actually never even thought about that. I might try him out soon. I want to try him out. Lots of swarming guys around, some skull demons, and then you just summon him next to your enemy with the acolytes if you want to do that. Yeah, there's some uses for him. I want to test it out because now I think about it, this guy can really, like, if you're running kind of like your standard Q9 Raylan rats, this guy will just kind of chew through that. Like, he doesn't seem like he does a lot, but once you kind of actually analyze him with his potential, okay, now I'm excited for him. You're back in my favor. I'm trying to think of a good... I'm going to have to theory craft an army with him and try it out somewhere. I got to build an army for my tournament, too. I actually want to win. I've been losing a lot lately. And I want to win one. Or at least get a couple wins underneath my belt. Last I was in Right Guy's alphabet soup tournament, and I did so bad. It was just bad rolls. I'm not gonna, but I don't know what was going on. I just was having a really tough time. Due to the format, there was lots of Q9, so I prepped for that, but I was getting shredded by dwarves. I underestimated the dwarves. Okay, we're looking pretty good. We're into the space around him. And we're just kind of feathering in some shifting tones on this just to make it look more interesting. He's a darklord. He's not maintaining his capes very well. This is great. This guy's been on my to-do pile for a while now. So this live stream has helped me get him to done. I think why he looks off is this part right here. It's supposed to be brown. I think it's all around, actually. There we go. He's like a chest plate there. Just a little. Mix that with the brown, just to make it a bit off. These back parts here. Add some of this gray to this back area here. Just kind of texturing up this cape. Just going around the edges. Using a staggered motion, kind of creating just a look of wear and tear. And also highlighting the edges. All right. It's a little too wet. Careful when you get your paints too wet. If you do, you notice kind of it's pooling, you can use your brush and kind of suck up with the moisture so it doesn't kind of stain your things. Now we're mixing some of this true copper out of my palette with a bit of this umber, just to kind of make this metallic look for the plates here. Okay, we are looking pretty close. We're getting there. This guy isn't very hard to paint. I'm gonna add some wash to him and probably color tonight for nice short stream. So someone starts talking about something that I'm interested in. Now I'm just doing touch-ups, just catching all these little areas I missed because I was talking and not paying attention. This isn't on the model, but I feel like he needs just a little bit of his eyes done in. Because honestly, there's not a lot of detail there. Hitting the hay soon. Yeah, I mean, you gotta get that sleep, that legendary sleep. If I can find my reds. I have a system, I just don't know what it is. Alright. So bold pyro red, if you're looking for a really bright, prominent red, and it stacks really well with burnt red, if I can find it. I'll use burnt sienna. It's pretty close. Burnt sienna is like a nice orange color from Pro Acryl. The easiest way to make eyes look very prominent is just to base with a dark color, then put a lighter color in the center. Let's get a slightly smaller brush so I don't ruin all this. Also, contrast is a good way for eyes. There we go, that's a good base. Okay, and let me look at the head real fast here. All right, let's. I think I went too far up. Let's add some black. Get the base of it. You know what? I want these eyes to really be foreboding, so I'm gonna actually put it like black sockets and then build up. This doesn't look very good now. I forgot I'm using the airbrush black, which is a bit runny, so I will have to clean that up. You know, you never watched Interview with a Vampire until my wife showed it to me. She liked those vampire type films. Yeah, never seen that one. I know about it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of vampires. They used to be kind of cool, but they kind of just, pop culture kind of ruined them for me. I hope they make a comeback though. I want to suck your blood. I just made a mess here, so I'm just trying to clean this up. It is interesting. There we go. We're tightening this up a bit. I'm gonna have to let this dry, be patient. But let's show how I like to do the little bloodied parts on the chest. Is it on the arms? A little bit, yeah. Alright, so we have our base layer down, and we are going to take this cup, and Army Painter has this thing called Noosh, which, I'm not Army Painter, Pro Acryl has this thing called Noosh, which I can find it, is pretty much creates like an oil weathering medium for your things. It's a really great way to kind of dip your toe into oils if you're not really fully there yet. I'm still kind of figuring this out, but I think this might look good. I want to put a good amount in it. And then you want to get, what color is that? That's kind of a brighter red. Let's see. Let's find a good red. Maybe just pure red. Let's go with burnt red, which I found. And you want to mix that in. And get an old brush that you don't care about. When you paint, always keep your old brushes as long as possible, because it can be used for mixing and a variety of things. And then you want to add in a bit of water. I don't have my droppers on hand, so I'm just pouring it in. It's not very mathematical. And I'm going to mix this up. I think we need a bit more medium. You want it to be kind of a nice flowy state. I have to look at the ratios online. And it should kind of come off on the side of the cup like that. And you put on the areas that you want. This, I'll be using a similar method for like Morrow. And so we're kind of creating our own oil. Might be a bit too watery here. Alright, and you're gonna let that set for a second. Now this weathering medium we applied gives it slow drying, so it gives it a chance to kind of clean it up off the top of your areas. You want to grab a makeup brush and kind of dab the areas where you don't want it to be. That way we don't tint the skin pink. I made it a bit too flowy. And I'm trying this out. That's part of the live stream, is I'm testing things out. This may not be the best way to do it. Mainly because I think I did it wrong. And this is a reductive type of application, so you can put this on and just by spinning around, you remove it. Although I think I made it more of a wash than a settling agent, so that's on me. I'm still figuring this stuff out. This is I'm spinning around. I'm gonna probably have to touch this all up. But it looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to touch this area up because there we go. And just slide it over the top. So if you're doing this in the future, add less water. Okay, now this takes a long time to dry. I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna apply a black wash to this area and then do some edge highlights. But I think we got to a pretty good spot for tonight. I'm gonna sign off, just because I wanted to do some other things, and well, this is what we're looking like so far. Not half bad. We're getting there. I'm happy with how it's turning out. That weathering medium was kind of a test, and I think there's some fun applications after a bit more for fine tuning, and there we go. I'm big now. Yeah. Well, I'm Heroscape. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and check out my most recent video if you want some awesome Scape stuff. We just hit 500 subs, and I will be on the Renegade Con stream tomorrow, doing a little show and tell of this little guy right here. Oh, that camera's not on. Of this little guy right here, and yeah, that's about it. Fun things are happening, and you all take care. Have a good night.